Hi, welcome. This is going to be a short grounding flow, so we'll spend most of the time really close to the ground, simple, soft flow. You won't need anything specific, but if you like to have props, you can grab a couple blocks and maybe a blanket. So we'll get started in child's pose. Allow your knees to reach out to the edges of the mat, big toes to touch. Sit your hips back, walk your hands forward. Allow your head to rest down on the mat or prop. And let this first pose be soft. Feel as the hips draw down and back towards your feet. And the fingers, the hands rest down on the mat. Use this time to come in touch with your breath. Allow for fuller, deeper inhales and slow exhales. Take one more full round of breath. And on your next inhale, slowly rise. Come into tabletop position, all fours. Stack your joints, shoulders on top of your wrists, hips over your knees. Start with a nice long spine first. Draw your belly in so you feel your low back get a little bit longer. Now we flow. Inhale, bring your heart forward, cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, press into your hands, draw your navel in. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round and lift. So continue with your own natural breath rhythm. And every round through, see if you can allow the movements to get a little bit bigger, a little bit more pronounced. And you're welcome to stay with these traditional cow and cats, or you might start to bring your own organic movement into the shapes. So it might look like circles through the rib cage. Just think about creating space through all the joints, or as many joints as you can. So the wrists, the spine, the shoulders, the hips. And we'll take a few more rounds of breath. And then you can come back to a long neutral spine. Curl your toes under, lift your hips, downward facing dog. So you can pedal out the feet and allow the hips to shift side to side. Inviting a really long stretch along the back of the body. And eventually find some stillness here in our first down dog. Allow the heels to reach down towards the floor, even if they don't touch. Press into your hands and lift the hips towards the ceiling, allowing for more length through the spine. As you inhale, reach the right leg up and back, bend the knee and open through the hip. So you can almost lose alignment a bit here. Gaze underneath your right shoulder. Lift the knee towards the ceiling, lengthen through the front of the hip. From here, start to create some big circles. So often throughout the day, or if we're seated for long periods, just the simple movement through the joints can be really good. It creates some heat in the body and also just make sure that we let go of stagnation. Go ahead and release the right foot down. Inhale, lift the left leg, open through the hip. Pause here first. Really reach the knee up. You can gaze underneath your left shoulder and then start to create some movement. Come back, downward facing dog. Go ahead and sit down, so knees down. And then walk your hips back so that you're sitting on your heels. If this is way too much for you, you can stay on your fingertips or your palms. The focus here is on the feet and the toes. This is a very forgotten part of the body. We're always using our feet. They're carrying us around throughout the day. So it's always good to stretch them out as well. Allow the hands to rest in your lap if you're upright, and then close your eyes. Take a few moments to breathe into the sensation that you're experiencing. Soften the face, soften the jaw. Take one more nice big inhalation. And as you exhale, slowly come out of the pose. Lift the heels, lift the feet. Some movement here, spread the toes. Little counter stretch. Now sit back, tops of the feet down. You can also bring a blanket here or sit on a block if that works better for your body. We'll work a little bit more into the spine and the shoulders. As we inhale, interlace the fingers in front of you. Exhale, press the palms forward, round through the back, chin down towards the chest. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the arms. Exhale, interlace the hands behind your back. Palms together if you can. Inhale, open through the chest. Exhale, carefully release the hands. Inhale, interlace the hands. Exhale, press the palms forward, round the back. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, release the hands back behind you. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, interlace the hands in front of you. Exhale, round, press the palms forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, release the hands down. Inhale, interlace the hands, open through the chest. Exhale, release. Walk your palms forward, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Reach the right leg up and back as you inhale. Exhale, step the right foot through. Lower the left knee down to the floor with a sturdy base, strong legs. Reach the arms up overhead, low lunge. So feel the stability of your hips. Draw your hips in towards one another. Ground down through the right heel and the right big toe mound. Lift through the chest. Lengthen through the side bodies. Take one more big inhale here. Exhale, draw your hips back. Flex the toes towards your face. Pause here for a moment. So feel as the right hip draws back. At the same time, the right heel drives forward and the toes reach back towards the face. Let's flow that a couple times. Inhale, plant the right foot, reach the arms up. Exhale, take the hips back, toes towards the face. 2 more times with breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down and back. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. This time, pause, breathe. Reach the heart forward. Get as long as you can through the spine, and to slightly deepen, once again, flex the foot. Draw the right hip back in space. Notice what that does to the pose. One more breath. Plant the right foot and then heel toe your right foot out to the side. Lift your left knee away from the floor. And once again, let's find some organic movement. So it might look like hip circles. You might straighten and bend the knee. There's not one way to do this. Just find some movement that feels good to you. Let it be less about planning and thinking about where you're going to go next, and more so just move freely. If you find a stretch that feels really nice, stay there for a little bit longer. In your own time, make your way back, downward facing dog. Right foot comes next to the left. You might observe a subtle difference here between the right and the left side. Let's take it to the other side. Left leg lifts with an inhale. Exhale, step or guide the foot in between your hands. Right knee comes down to the earth. Strong base, sturdy legs. Inhale, rise, lift the arms. So feel that balance and contrast of energy, grounding through the legs, and a lift in energy through the upper body, through the fingertips. Breathe in here. Exhale, take the hips back, flex the toes back. Let's flow that 3 times. Inhale, rise. Exhale, take it down and back. 2 more times, your breath. Pause, breathe. Feel the left hip draw back in space. Stretch the toes towards the body. Breathe length into the spine and soften the chest down. Last breath. Bend back into your left knee. Lift your right knee and then heel toe the left foot out to the side. Just some free movement here. At times we think we need to do a whole lot, or we can overcomplicate things, but really just allowing the body to move freely sometimes can really allow us to ground, to relax, and to bring enough heat in the body to release some tension of the day. Couple more breaths. And then you can make your way back, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, drop back down to your knees, child's pose. Sit the hips back. You may find it soothing to rest the forehead on the hands and return to your breath. You might notice more heat and a greater sense of openness through your hips. Soften through your belly, your chest, your mouth, your face. If child's pose feels really nice, stay there for a little bit longer. You can also carefully come onto your backs, spend a couple moments in Shavasana, just enjoying the benefit of your movements, of your breath. Stay there as long as you'd like. Thanks for practicing with me, and see you soon.